they carry your shoulder, oh. As you see me so, baby, I got on you, I don't go. In another go. Want to get, hey, hello, friends. This is your favorite Scrum Master here, and I'm back again to share how I have been facilitating my daily Scrum effectively. Okay, so in the 2020 Scrum Guide, it is called Daily Scrum. Before 2017, it was called Daily Stand Up. So it's you can use it interchangeably. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. So as you can tell here, I put a sprint for myself. Sprint goal for today, right now, is to facilitate how to run an effective daily Scrum. All right, so I will go and start with this. I always start my events with icebreaker. Now you don't have to carve out a big time, because I just play it by the air and just really sense the environment. There are times where your team members just want to come and do the work, and there are times that they're really to chatter. All right, so you just really got to read the room. But with that being said, if the meeting is at 9:30 and people are there at like 9:28, I just go 5 minutes before, and whoever is there, I start like small talk with them, right? And depending on what the conversation transpires into, it becomes bigger and not, and people engage or whatever. If not, I'll ask a question as far as like, if it's a Monday, what did you do in the weekend? If it's a Friday, I ask, what are you going to be doing? If it's between the week, I just ask like, what's for lunch, right? Small talk, get people to really start talking a little bit. After I do my icebreaker, I go ahead and set the stage and tell the team, hey, we're about to get ready to do the daily Scrum. Let me go ahead and share my board. But while I'm doing that, who would like to go first, right? So the person will identify themselves, and whenever they're done, we do a round robin to pass it to the next person until we're done. So when we get to daily Scrum, I ask these questions. I tell them, here's what we're going to be. I don't necessarily have to tell them all the time. Honestly, by the time that I just share my board, they already know what they're doing, right? Because how many times are you going to share the questions? But these are the questions that I typically have for them. So I would ask, what's the progress since the last time we met? Anything blocking you from completing your work? What do you plan on focusing on today, right? And to really flow naturally, let them talk through it. And once they're done, we go ahead and move into our parking lot session. And the parking lot session is really to highlight anything that, was a longer conversation, and I had, um, jump in and tell the team member that was speaking and just say, hey, this might be a conversation that we have in the parking lot. That way, give them time to actually think through what we're going to say and make it concise. So the parking lot is to address any outstanding questions that came in throughout their sharing, right, of their work, their progress on the work, and it needed extended conversation. So this is where we use the parking lot for them to be able to collaborate and coordinate whatever stuff that needs to happen, and also make decisions, right? So I keep tab of that. Whoever I have spoken to and said, it looks like that's a parking lot question, or can we cover this in parking lot? I normally bring them back and just say, hey, here's the time. Can we talk through this? Okay. In this time too, because we have more than enough time, if like, let's say there was nothing to discuss in the parking lot, I would ask if anybody have any outstanding questions, right? In general, for anything, it doesn't really matter, right? If not, I open the floor for any announcements. Is there any announcements that people would like to make that would benefit the team? For sometimes a product owner would share, oh, I have this meeting with X, Y, and Z. I'm hoping to get this result. I'll keep you guys notice, right? So it helps for transparency to happen. It's you creating that environment so that the people can be able to have literally transparency in what's happening on the team. Another thing that I also do is ask them, like, is there any collaboration that needs to happen either outside of the team? This is for them to say, hey, I need to collaborate with this person, or I've been trying to collaborate with this person for a long time. I'm finally challenged, right? They'll be able to speak up to say something. That way I can also see how I can help, right? And then I normally ask them at the end, like, is there any meetings that others are attending that others on the team will benefit from, right? So yesterday was a quick example there. A team member was like, yeah, I'm attending this meeting. The product owner was like, yeah, I didn't know that the meeting was going on. Can you share that with me, right? imagine, right? That person went to that meeting, the product owner missed the meeting, now there'll be gap, right? But now we were able to open that floor so that they can be able to have visibility to what additional meetings people are attending aside from the Scrum events. So I cannot stress it enough, right? Why it's important for for you to open the environment for the team to have that type of conversation. Another team member pinged me into the side, it's like, and I really appreciate you. Like, she lives in Ireland. I really appreciate you opening that, because sometimes I just miss meetings that I think I should be part of, but this is allowing us to speak up more about stuff that's on our calendars and stuff. You know, sometimes people think that everybody is involved, but then in reality, not all of us are involved. So it's just really good for that. I always highlight any decisions that I heard and what action the person planned to do, just so that we're all on the same page. I will follow up the next time, like, hey, Johnny, I noticed you say you wanted to do X, Y, and Z. Were you able to achieve that? Just so that the team has visibility to what that action was supposed to be done. And then I just close out and let the team know, hey, team, if you need me, you know where to find me. I have 2 teams, so I'm split. My focus is split. I will definitely do another video about, you know, staying on one team, or why Scrum Master should be on one team. But for today, I hope this was helpful. I'm sharing this information once again for you to feel empowered and take what you can, take what works for you. This is based on my experience, and it has seemed to be effective. So I'm just sharing so that you can be able to use the information and become as effective as you can. All right, have a good one. Thank you. Have a good day.